Namaste, fellow gamers. We are here today and we're going to play Settlement Survival and we're going to talk about choices. Now, choices has been a really interesting theme rolling around. We're just going to play easy because I can't be bothered. Choices has been a really interesting rolling theme in my clients this week, and I wanted to talk about that a bit because it's been really interesting to have this come up again and again and again with clients. And I suppose, let's find where we're gonna go. And I find that making a choice, oh look, like here, we are going to make a choice. Where are we gonna go? I want to go somewhere where we get the most stuff. So choices, yeah. What is a choice? It's a decision that you make between the red pill and the blue pill, like the Matrix. But a choice is essentially, making a decision based on the information that you have. When we make a choice, we are essentially choosing a direction to go. And I would say that is something that is really important in terms of thinking about what are the choices that we're making? What are we choosing in our life that is helpful or not helpful? Essentially today we're going to talk about what is it like making a choice? Do we feel like we have a choice? Hello Maeve. And what does that mean? What does that mean for us, this whole sort of idea of making choices? Now, choices can relate to, I suppose, a lot of things in terms of, I'm just going to speed this up a bit. Choices can be made based on a lot of different information. And I suppose, with the clients I have seen this week, we've been talking a lot about things like regret, feelings of decisions that have been made in their lives that they might not necessarily be very happy with, or the path that their life has taken. And I find that really quite curious because we all sort of, I imagine, I'm not saying everybody does, but majority of people, they do have regrets in their life. And what does that mean for them? Are they constantly living in this life of regret? Oh, I wish I'd done this, or I wish I'd done that. Or are you the sort of person that's just like, quite happy, mate, everything's good? What decisions and what choices have you made in your life that impact the person that you are today? What I find really interesting is that when I talk to clients about things like choices, there's almost this realization that, oh yeah, I did make that choice. One thing I also find is that this feeling that people have in terms of feeling like, well, I don't have a choice. This isn't my choice. This isn't my idea. And what I have said to my clients in terms of this is well, is someone holding a gun to your head? Is someone holding a gun to your head making you feel like you do not have a choice? Are they threatening you in some way? Essentially, something that's come up again and again with clients is that, well, actually, even if you're not making a choice, you are making a choice. You are choosing not to choose. which, oh crap, I need blanks, which is what's happening. In this town technology, we basically get tech points where we can unlock cool things. So we need a sawmill, cut stone, and bigger warehouses. What I find really interesting about choices, is our feelings, and in some sense I've always felt that, it's really hard to control our feelings. It's really hard to choose how we feel. And sometimes as a result of that, we can feel like, well, I don't have a choice in this feeling. I feel the way I feel, and that's that. And I suppose, yeah, that is true to some extent. But also, once you are aware of those feelings and you are aware of, then you can have the choice to choose whether you react the way you do to these triggers, or choose a different way to react and respond to these triggers. Because once you're aware of the triggers, they're not really triggering anymore. Know what I mean? We always have a choice. We always are thinking about, well, how is this going to impact me? What choices do I have in my life that I essentially have control over? And I think that's a really important thing to understand, this idea of choice and what that means. Are there times where you feel like you don't have a choice? What is that like? Are there times and aspects of your life that you felt like, well, I have no control over this. Like, I have no choice but to do this. I have no choice but to follow what so-and-so says, or whatever. And what does that feel like? What does it feel like when you realise, actually, oh, maybe I do have a choice, and what might that feel like? Is it a nice feeling when you realise, oh, actually I do have a choice, and the choice I'm making is to, I don't know, follow the rules or whatever. And what does that mean? When people talk about things like, oh, I regret making this choice, I regret doing this, I regret choosing that. What can you learn from your regrets? What can you take away from the things that have led you to this point in your life? Because essentially, you can always choose to change, or you can choose to stay stuck. That is reality, I suppose, in a sense, that you can choose these things, and you are choosing to do something to change, or do something to, or do nothing, really. And what does that mean? Like, how is that impacting your sort of everyday life? Making this choice of not doing anything, essentially, or choosing a different path. What would that mean? And don't get me wrong, there will be times in people's lives, I imagine, where there will be this feeling of, well, I don't have a choice. This is gonna end up really disastrous, or this isn't gonna work because of the impact that this is all gonna have. So, like, I get it. I get the fact that sometimes making choices isn't easy. So, yeah. What about you guys? What are you thinking? What, in terms of choices, what are the things you're choosing? I'm curious. Pop a note in the comments. What do you think about this idea of choice? Do you feel like you have lots of choice? Do you feel like you have no choice? And if you feel like you have no choice, then I think you need to really evaluate that, because it's an important thing to think about. Do you really not have a choice? Like, really? Or do you just genuinely feel like you don't have a choice, when actually the reality is you do, and you're choosing not to choose because making a choice is too hard, So what do you reckon? The choices I make in this game are going to impact these tiny little humans. And what is that going to mean for them? Right, let's gather some more rocks and things. Boop. Not doing very well at the moment, am I, guys? Game is particularly challenging. They don't have all the resources that I need. Okay, so I do have ore, and I do have wood. Right, okay. Hopefully, let's build a builder's hut. Let's see if that will help. Oh, it says I possess one building over builders. Right, let's get another builder in then. Come on, builders. Just maximum builders, please. Maximum builders. Stone, iron ore, some herbs. Okay. Now people are freezing. Oh, for God's sake. Well, I need things to be built, please. What have I got? Oh, I have a chicken. Very nice. And we want one of these over here. Now this lantern basically collects the poop and turns it into fuel, which is wicked. I like that. Turn the poop into something useful. And then we need, do we have it here? Research Institute, no. What do I need for this warehouse? More iron. Right, let's get all this stuff built at the moment, and then we will. Okay, I get it, you're freezing. Let's prioritize this, please. Okay, we have a tech point, so we want, things are being built, guys. Things are being built. We are getting there. Faux show. Samuel's is going really slow. It is going very, very slow. Let's speed this up because I'm a very impatient person. Am I choosing to be impatient? Or is it part of my personality? Who knows, guys? Who knows? But I am choosing to speed this game up a little bit. So yeah, I thought it'd be really interesting to talk about choices, because that has been sort of a rolling theme within, I suppose, my practice this week. It just seems to be the thing that has been quite prominent. So what do you think? Please leave a note in the comments, like, subscribe if you are interested in all these different sort of ideas. I do apologise for my previous videos. They have a bit of sound trouble, but I hope that you can still make out what's going on and what's being said, and the ideas around there. But I'd really like your feedback. I'd really like to hear what you have to say, and what is this idea of choice mean to you. It'd be really interesting to reflect on. But I think we are going to pause it there for now, guys, and I will see you in the next video. So namaste, bye bye.